Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
Alright, in this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts about police granting permission to burn the Quran outside a mosque in Stockholm ahead of Eid after the court overturns a ban on such protests. Okay, this is taken from Sweden. So what I'll do is I'll read out the article, not everything in detail. I'll give you my thoughts and you let me know what do you think. Okay, comment down below and I'd love to know your views. So anyway, before we do start, for those of you who are new to my channel or do not know, my name is Loy Machedo. I am a personal branding coach and consultant. People get in touch with me for jobs in the Middle East, Dubai specifically. And people pay me for one-to-one consultation where any professional or personal issues are concerned. For more details, you can check the description. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Anyway, coming to the topic at hand. You know, whenever there is one of these news updates that come, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and with that, they say, because I have freedom of speech or freedom of expression, I'm going to burn a book, or I'm going to defecate a book, or tear a book, or spit on a book. And there are a couple of videos online where ex-Muslims are doing that. They are, I can't get their names. One ex-Muslim, he actually spat on a Quran and then he shows that he spit and then he tears it. Another one actually tore pages. Then you have these other videos where they burn. Now, I know that freedom of speech and freedom of expression is, it's a very sensitive topic because people say, I'm expressing my feelings, I'm expressing my thoughts. And, you know, when anyone tells me that I have the freedom, I have the right to express my opinions, I personally don't have a problem. There are a lot of people who, who when they exercise their freedom to express, they give me bad words, they call me names, they insult my wife. Some of them, in that so-called freedom of expression, freedom of speech, they even pass on inappropriate comments about my now going to be 5-year-old daughter, from how she looks to how ugly and this and that, to even sexual stuff. They actually ask me inappropriate, how much for one night, or if I want to do this, to her body parts, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So they express, and obviously they do not show this from their real account. They do it from some hidden accounts. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure you who's watching would say, Loy, that is extremely inappropriate. Okay. That is not freedom of speech. That is not a freedom of expression. Why? Because you and I agree that along with freedom of speech, freedom of expression, there comes a certain degree of accountability, certain degree of responsibility, and a certain decorum where we have to, just because we can express and do things, doesn't mean we start doing things crossing certain line. Yes, I can give you an opinion which can hurt your feelings. Okay, let's say I say something about Prophet Muhammad. I say something about Islam as a religion. If I'm not Muslim, it doesn't bother me. But if you're a Muslim and I say it and you're religious, it can hurt you. In fact, sometimes, even when we state a fact, people feel offended by it. Like, for example, Prophet Muhammad being 50 years old, being married, and, he consummated the marriage with a 6-year-old girl, Aisha. Okay. Some people take that very offensively, even though I'm stating facts. Okay. So now, I'm just being careful with how I say it because I don't want it to be taken out of context. It's okay for us to exchange ideas. It's okay for us to say things which maybe you might find offensive. Like someone might say that, hey man, your face, like talking about me, you look ugly, man. Given the fact that I'm, at that age in my life, I don't care how I look. Okay, you're absolutely right. I mean, not just ugly, really ugly. If someone tells me, hey, your wife looks like a horse, which has actually been, someone said that publicly. I said, yeah, horse, cow, sheep, goat can look like any other animal. Then they say, oh, your daughter looks, she looks ugly or she doesn't look like your daughter. That's an opinion. Now, if someone is sensitive, maybe they would not take that the way I take. Okay. So, coming to this burning of the Quran, it's not that all the Muslims are feeling very angry and they are going to, set fire to a place or take stones and throw and protest. There are some Muslims who they'll just say that it hurts my feelings that someone would do this, but let them do what they want to do. I can't stop them. There are some Muslims who say that. Then there are other Muslims who say, who literally say, "See, listen, you do not. I do not approve of what you're doing. Okay, I really do not, and I wish I could convince you otherwise. But do you really have to do it?" They would get into a dialogue. Then there are others who will protest in anger, and then there is a category of people who literally will cause violence. Now, if you read this article, there have been, it seems on 28th June, the Swedish police granted permission to one Salwan Momika to burn a Quran outside the mosque in Stockholm during ahead of Eid al-Adha. Okay. Now, what I look at it as is, what's the point? Yeah, you want to express your feelings, but it's very evident that the person or whomsoever knows that if you do this, you are hurting someone. So why instigate? Why create all the drama? Like, for example, if I knew that for no reason at all, I have two Qurans here. Okay, one is in English, one is the actual Arabic one. And I was even told, why don't you burn it? I have made a video on that. So I said I can burn it. I'm in Thailand. Nobody can do anything. Here they don't value, burning of the book and this and that. There's no such law here. Okay, but why? Even if there is, yeah, this is not our holy book. This is some other religion. Why do you want to do it? I really don't seem to understand. The only reason a person would want to do it is to instigate, and create problems. And that is the wrong intention. Okay. You can say that I disapprove of Islam or your prophet, 50-year-old married a 6-year-old. That is the behavior of, let's say, a pedophile or fine. You can say all those things, but this burning thing to instigate is for what? In fact, in UK, there are certain parks or there are some places where Muslims, ex-Muslims or non-Muslims, they come and debate, argue. They literally go back and forth and they share their opinions. And people are pretty civil. In fact, there is one debate, Lawrence Krauss, who's among my favorites, but he has this long-winded debate. It's one of his worst debates, but where he actually is invited in a place full of Muslims. I don't know whether it's UK or US. And he literally tells the people who are all Muslims Islam is nothing special. Okay, Allah or whatever is not. And they let him give his opinion. They don't kill him, which obviously we have seen in some of the places. So there are people like this. Although even though I admire the guy, that particular debate was one of the worst of his performance. But there are some nuggets over there. And the reason why I call it nuggets is he makes a point, but he puts it with sarcasm and kind of like painfully says it in such a way that had he said it in a Muslim Arab country, he would have been arrested or even killed, like in places like Pakistan. But they were very civil, they were very cool, they were very calm, even though you can literally make out it was hurting some people. So, see, with regards to this, if actually you look at this article, I'll put the link down below. In the past incidents of Quran burning, there have been incidents where in April 2022, a frenzied mob went on a rampage in the Swedish town of Linköping after Danish anti-immigration party Stram Kors announced the burning of a Quran. See, there was violence. Amidst Allahu Akbar chants, the masked men attacked police vehicles, set them ablaze. According to an independent researcher, Hugo Kamen, a total of 4 officers were injured in the attack. 2 people have been arrested. And in July 2022, 2 women rammed into an anti-Islamic leader's vehicle, which turned it upside down. The video is viral on several social media platforms. As per the reports, the women allegedly attacked the man identified as Lars Thorsen after he burned copies of Quran. It occurred around 3 p.m. when Thorsen was driving towards Norway's capital, also on July 2nd. Thorsen is also a leader of anti-Islamization group Stop the Islamization of Norway. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say, see, the Muslims are bad, or see, these white supremacists are bad. All I'm saying is, we have certain privileges and certain rights. Like, for example, me on YouTube. I can reach out to a large number of people. In my WhatsApp groups, I have a large number of people. Now, I can use these platforms to either do good or to do bad. I can use it either to fuel, like they say, lovey-dovey and peace and love, or I can use it to, kind of instigate things. In my groups and on my platform, the strategy I've taken is it's okay to have opinions that can offend. It's okay to have Christianity, Hinduism, Islam. You can debate, you can discuss, you can disagree. And once in a while, you can crack a joke on whatever. However, it should not be, there should be a fine line drawn. Like, for example, commenting on someone's wife or a child or talking very inappropriately about women. See, you can joke, oh, women are hot and horny and, I'd like to do this and that. And okay. But if you start constantly talking about, I will do this to women and that, and women are under us and this and that is tasteless. So common sense should prevail. With regards to this one, I don't see, I really fail to see what is this going to achieve. Yes, I'm very aware of the fact that there are a lot of Muslims who are very aggressive in terms of spreading their religion. There are many Muslims who secretly are training others and teaching others and changing the curriculum. There are these claims which I've yet to, with evidence, love jihad as they call it. Okay, I'm aware of all these things. And yes, I'm also aware of the fact that there are many Muslims who, if they marry someone who's a non-Muslim, you have to convert to Islam. And Muslims don't allow conversion from Islam to any other religion. Like Richard Dawkins used to always say, you can Google search this. Apostasy, that is, if you leave Islam, it is punishable by death in some countries. And in fact, we see it in Pakistan, we see it in many Arab nations or Muslim nations where if you insult the Quran, or if there's even an alleged rumor or a false claim that you insulted Islam or Prophet Muhammad, it's punishable by death. And people can even take the law in their hands, and that I've seen in Pakistan through the news. So I'm very aware of all these things. Okay, even in Bangladesh, it's kind of crazy. So bottom line, what I'd like to say is, just because you have a right, don't misuse the right. Just because you have a freedom, don't use that freedom to sow the seeds of hatred, pain. Yes, there are people who are stupid, who are mindless, who will cause you problems. There are. And it need not be only Muslims, Hindus, Christians, Buddhists. It need not be even religious. It can be atheists. It can be people who don't follow any religion, like this LGBTQ plus, whatever it is. They're sexualizing, twerking, and men who are in their 50s and 60s showing their private parts in front of small children. Highly inappropriate. They're calling it freedom of expression, that is even more sick. That is why I tell people you might as well become religious than become this LGBTQ plus pedophile kind of behavior. Okay. So overall, what I would say is, instead of using your freedom of expression and freedom of speech or freedom of whatever to sow hatred, why don't you just focus on bringing people together? And if nothing else, yeah, debate, discuss, whatever, but don't create more problems. We already have enough. Why all this drama? Anyway, that's what I have to say. It's very evident that they want to hurt their feelings, and my request to both the sides, whether Muslim, non-Muslim, just avoid taking part in doing something like this. It doesn't help anybody, and end of the day, if it resorts to violence, which I hope doesn't take place, someone will get hurt, and in the end, no one achieved anything. So that's all I have to say. So, good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is what I have to say. You let me know what are your thoughts and opinions. All right. Having said that, it's me signing off. You guys take care. Ciao.